Now we're live. We're live.
Oh, hi.
Hi, guys. This is the Disney Crush Podcast live stream. It's going to be our only show this week because of Thanksgiving. Dave is in the woods. So I hope you'll bear with me, especially with the comments, because he's usually the one that handles the comments while I do the pictures. And he does the banners. So we don't even know who's on the show with us tonight. That is Mandie Malinoski, the Minnie Mouse Mama. We are going to be discussing her recent trip to Walt Disney World. And so we've got some new reviews and a little bit of discussion, and we'll have fun along the way. Thank you, Mandie, for coming. Mandie joins me about once a month. Usually we pick a resort to spotlight, but this time we're going to talk about her trip because it was her first trip back since the closure, right?
Yeah, it was the first trip back since the closure.
When had you been before the closure? When was your last trip?
February, right before Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. So pretty close to when they closed, but right there. We did like 5 nights at Caribbean Beach and then went on the Disney Fantasy, and it was actually a Star Wars Day at Sea, one of the last sailings that they did. Hi, guys.
And Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hello. So, yeah, right before then. And then I had 2 trips scheduled for the summer that were canceled because of the closure. And then I finally got back in November.
Now, Mandie lives in New York. So traveling with New York to back to New York, it has its own difficulties because New York is one of the states that is very stringent about people going to Florida and coming home.
Yeah, we have some pretty strict travel restrictions here in New York, and that's partially why some of my trips in the summer were canceled, because it was ending up being a month quarantine between Florida and New York's restrictions. Mm-hmm. And finally they let up, and they now allow us to do testing. We have to do a COVID test 3 days before we depart Florida, and then we have to come home, wait 4 days, and do an additional test. And then when we have the 2 tests, we're free to go out, not quarantine anymore. The alternative is a 14-day quarantine.
Okay. So you went with the 2 tests.
Yeah, we went with the 2 tests, and it ended up being a little over a week quarantine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember you had there is a testing location very close to property that's on Sherbert Road, the main gate testing facility, which is right down the street from Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
But it was closed the day because it's outdoors, right?
So what it is 3 mobile trailers, and then it is a bunch of white tents, and you don't get to go into the mobile trailers. And unfortunately, we were there while that big crazy storm was going over the Gulf. So they closed the mobile testing.
Where did you want to go?
We found a great alternative. We went to Buena Vista Urgent Care, and they had us in and out. They also offered us a rapid test instead of a PCR test, which is amazing because we had results within 15 minutes, and it's also not the deep nasal test. It's like a lower nasal test. So that's much easier, and it is definitely what I recommend.
Which is good because you have little ones.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. So the deep nasal test really is not for children.
Yeah, I agree with you as a nurse. I agree with that. David's in the woods, Facebook user. Hello back, my dear friend. We don't know who you are because you haven't given StreamYard permission to use your name and likeness. So David's in the woods, and maybe we'll let him come back from the woods. I don't know.
He might have to stay there.
So, let me see. Did you have to? So you were able to walk into that urgent care. You didn't have to have an.
Yeah. So I made a phone call when I realized that the main gate was closed. I called about 3 or 4 places, spoke to them about their processes. Most of the places had like a whole day wait or, make an appointment kind of situation. Buena Vista Urgent Care told us that they would put our name on the list, and it would be about a 45-minute wait to come on over and fill out our paperwork while we were waiting. Mm-hmm. It ended up being about an hour wait total. We went in, they had us tested. 15 minutes later, we saw the doctor, and we were out.
Great.
So it was perfect.
Wonderful.
Absolutely perfect. And you wait in your car. You don't wait in the waiting room. You wait in your car. It's fine.
And you left with the paper that said, I tested.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Mandie, who did you travel with?
So this was a rather large trip. We were initially supposed to be on the Disney Magic out of New York to Bermuda. So it was my grandparents, me, my husband, my children, my sister.
Okay.
And then for a couple days while we were there, we also had 3 of my sister's friends with us.
Oh, okay.
So rather large party to be traveling together. It's me and the grandma.
Yes, grandma.
Yeah. She's the original Mouseketeer. She's been going to Disney since 1971. Yeah. They opened in October. She was there in February. That's our Grand Marnier slushies. Oh my God. You have to have those. Yeah. That's the day we arrived. We flew in from like the 6 o'clock in the morning flight, and then my grandparents and I closed Epcot. It's great.
What? How did your I've talked about my mom, and I think my mom's a little older than your grandparents, but her feeling is she wants to go. So
yeah, they wanted to go.
Any qualms?
Nope, they wanted to go. Up until the time that we were going, they were looking at things and they were monitoring things and they were making sure that they felt comfortable going, but they had no issue going whatsoever. Everything outside, we did a lot of, outdoor stuff. Like at Via Napoli, we asked for the outdoor table. They gave it to us. We did do a couple indoor things, Topolino's, Hollywood and Vine, but for the most part, we stayed at attractions that were outdoor. We stayed at the pool. My grandfather golfed every morning with my husband, so it was a lot of fun. We took a more relaxed approach too. We didn't think like, oh, we have to be there at opening. We got to the park most days around 1 o'clock. We did the pool. We stayed at Beach Club. So we really took advantage of Stormalong Bay. Yeah, there's we were in that pool morning, noon, and night. Just having a blast,
Well, I know no, that's not the beach. We tease you because you do switch resorts a lot, but I think for that kind of trip, a relaxing trip like that,
yeah,
Beach Club is the place to be.
Yeah, the way to go. Yeah, and I switched resorts probably 50,000 times.
The pool, it's empty, Mandie.
The resort itself was empty. I mean, I met up with Chad while we were there and we talked about how empty the pool was and then the resort was. I contemplated adding a few days on at the end and there was availability. I could have done it easily. And normally you can't do that. Normally a beach club reservation, you fight for that. And it was no problem. Yeah. The pool was there was people there and we had, there's some other kids, the kids could play with them. You didn't feel alone, but at the same time, my seat would be like, 100 feet away from somebody else.
I saw a review the other day on Facebook about these cabanas. Have you ever rented one of these cabanas?
I have not. It's on my list for April though to do. We didn't want to do it this trip because it was actually a short trip for us. We normally do 9 days and this was a 5-night stay.
It looked like a really good option.
Yeah.
Spend the day relaxing.
It's $250 for the day. It includes snacks and beverages, not alcoholic, but soda, drink, water, juice, things like that. You have a waiter that comes over and will wait on you and will bring you food and all of that. The location cannot be beat. They're in the sand. They have like Chase Lounge and beautiful, furniture inside. It's comfortable
too. If the kids want to lay and watch TV.
Absolutely. Super convenient. The location's right by the gate to the pirate ship pool. So they just cross the path and they're at the pirate ship pool. There's a girl there at the desk the whole time. You can get fresh towels, all this. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Actually, the review I read, besides the drinks, there was like a fruit plate and desserts. There was a thing with like macarons, and then there was a fruit plate.
Yeah, you get snacks and a fruit plate, like chips and things like that. I didn't see macaroons, but that could be cool.
Yeah, what they serve the day you go might be different. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like the club level, what they serve there.
It varies. I've got to remember to look for the pictures. Okay, I want to know who said Dave is the best. Love Dave. Is it that Love Dave? Is that like Dave wrote that?
I think it's Dave.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to meet Dave. It's Dave.
Travis. I can't wait to meet Dave also. Come on down, Travis.
I thought Travis was moving into Dave's house, or was he going to live in the mobile home in the driveway, the camper, the RV? That's what I'm trying to say.
I thought that was a picture of shoes.
So those are the chocolates that I ordered, and I found this is a furloughed cast member who is selling them, and it's oh my God, confections.
It's okay. We can put a link to it on.
I'm going to put a link to it because I'm brain farting on the name. It's something confections, but they were amazing. And those, the Millennium Falcons are filled with nerds.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you saw some juvenile delinquents at the pool too.
I met some friends down at the pool, and we also met up in Magic Kingdom.
Nice.
So we hung out with the Daves quite a bit, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They taught Cam a thing or two about Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, which was nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so what'd you do on your first day?
So we flew in early in the morning, and then we headed over to the pool for the day, and we went into Epcot at night. The kids were so enthralled with the pool, we got there a little late, like 5 o'clock. But you know, the kids got to do a couple things and eat at Via Napoli, which is our favorite. We do the meter pie, with the Caesar salad. It's usually our way to kick off a trip. And the kids promptly fell asleep. So my husband took them back to the resort and went to bed and, relaxed while the grandparents and my sister and I closed Epcot. We got to go on Soarin'. We got to, we tried to do Test Track, but Test Track was down. We got our Grand Marnier slushies. We walked around the World Showcase. Really, there was no wait for anything. I mean, we could have done Frozen too. We could have done, anything we wanted.
It's Karen. Karen is the Facebook user.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hi, Karen.
Hey, I love your friend Ben, or your evil twin. Candace says, I love Via Napoli. It's the one place Brian will actually take me despite the ridiculous prices. Only kidding.
Via Napoli is a great value, actually, for that meter pie and that Caesar salad. I mean, the meter pie is only $40.
Right. And it could feed, if, like I said, it fed with, with a salad, it could feed a whole family. So.
Yeah, we usually do 2 Caesar salads and a meter pie, and it feeds all of us. And when I say we, usually it's my grandparents, Chris. When we go, that's what we do. Don't forget, though, toppings are additional money, and tip your server.
Yes. Yes, toppings may add up. So just be aware of that. So what did you do on day 2?
So on day 2, we headed over to the Magic Kingdom, and that's where we had Avery's birthday dinner at Cinderella's Royal Table.
Yeah.
I went back and forth about doing this one too, guys, because I wasn't sure with the cost and the menu if that was something that I wanted to do. And I'm very, very glad I did it.
So what is it running now? 65?
62 an adult.
Okay. Is that with tax or?
At Cinderella's Royal Table, the price includes the tax and the gratuity.
And the gratuity, yes, I remember that about Cinderella. Cinderella Royal Table, it includes gratuity, so just be aware of that.
So it's actually a little cheaper than 62 if it's counting the gratuity in. So it's not, it's when another restaurant charges 62, it's not. Like Be Our Guest is not counting gratuity.
And the thing that Disney is not announcing about this meal is that Cinderella is showing up. Yeah,
they're not making a commitment, on the website about it. But she was there, and everybody I've had go there, she's been there, and I haven't heard of her not being there. So for the time being, she's showing up.
If we recommend it to somebody, the day they go, she won't be there. So
yeah, isn't that the way it usually works?
Don't
Am
put
I?
the mozzarella sticks.
Oh, now I'm better. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Tony.
Oh.
It just fell off the stand. Sorry.
I wish I knew who this was. Is this still Karen? Somebody's saying they're going in 3 weeks to Via Napoli and they're so excited. It's good. I'll be honest with you. Get the pizza. I don't know. I've had other things.
You don't order the other things. Yeah.
Yeah. The other things, you go to Tutto next door. Or
yes.
Maria and Enzo's or something. So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, when you go to Via Napoli, you order the pizza.
I wonder if people are having trouble with StreamYard because the Austins usually their names are there. And that's
it's not me this time. Is it Dave?
Let's put him on speakerphone, shall we? Hello, Facebook user.
What are you talking about? Hey, I just want to call in really quick because I am out in the woods. Okay. And I want to say, first off, you both look amazing. Tony, and your hair. I don't know what you did your hair, but it's fabulous.
I just took it down 2 seconds before we started. Okay.
You both look amazing. Hey, listen, you guys are doing a great job. I know you probably missed me, but I wish I could be there, but I'm out here holding down the woods and the fort until you get your Tony on.
Okay. All right.
Miss you, Dave.
Apparently your fans miss you.
Well, you know what? I just want to say, Crushers, I love you guys. I love everybody else out there too. And you guys, you have no idea what a great time we're having out here in the woods, just so you know.
Okay. So apparently StreamYard is giving people a problem.
Now I see her name though.
Well, I just want to tell whoever that Facebook user out there that has been talking about me, I love you too, and I hope to meet you someday too.
First time caller, long time listener.
I got to get back to my fire, so you guys have an amazing time tonight, and love you guys.
It must be hard being in front of the fire. All right.
Yeah, and I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, Dave.
Okay, have a great night. Okay. Bye, guys.
Oh, David.
That was funny.
So we're talking about Cinderella Royal Table. Start with the wine, right? Because that's the Royal Sparkling Flight.
So I did a Royal Sparkling Flight. The one all the way to the left is like a raspberry one. It was delicious. It wasn't as sweet as you would think it is. It's a little more dry. It was very, very good. I enjoyed that a lot. And then I had a rosé, a dry rosé that was delicious as well.
So for $62, you're getting an appetizer, an entree, and dessert?
Yep, an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert.
Okay, so I looked at these pictures when you sent them to me, Mandie.
Yeah.
And this has got to be the most pathetic
charcuterie board.
Not as bad as the Chef Mickey breakfast charcuterie with the 2 pieces of salami in the bowl. But that's pretty pathetic for a signature meal.
So our 2 complaints on the trip were the charcuterie board and the pork tenderloin at Be Our Guest.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Which we will. I'm just saying, but
is that like a pumpkin soup?
Yeah, it was a butternut squash soup.
Okay.
Which was fantastic, by the way.
And
that's a salmon with asparagus.
Okay.
That is a filet. Which doesn't look as great as it tasted. And then that is a chicken, like a roasted herb chicken. That was phenomenal.
And that's the kids'
filet.
Okay.
Which they overcooked slightly.
I was going to say, is that steak cooked like that on purpose, or?
They could have done better. Avery was pissed. She wasn't happy.
For a 3-year-old to say this steak is not to my standards.
To her defense, to Cinderella Royal Table defense, Avery eats a steak every weekend because my husband cooks one for her, and it's usually a really good steak. So she knows a little bit more.
I love that more every time I learn everything I learn about her. Just makes me
a little bit more than she should know. So,
and that's the kids' dessert, or is that Christmas dessert?
No, so the kids' dessert was a paint your own cupcake, like make your own cupcake, and they loved it. They thought it was phenomenal. Yes, she's got high standards, Amanda. But it was really cute. The dessert was cute. It was a little cupcake. It wasn't gigantic. It was enough for them to be happy, and kept them occupied. It was great.
It's a pretty big meal. Okay, that's not. Okay.
Overall, the food was fantastic. We had the charcuterie board and her steak were the only ones that were, so, but that could happen anywhere.
Okay, so they made a cookie.
So this is a deconstructed cheesecake.
Okay, they made a cookie and they broke it. And they put some cream cheese mixture. What kind of, is that like a creme brulee cheesecake or something?
It was like a pumpkin fall caramel spice cheesecake. And it was fantastic, to be honest with you. It was amazing.
And that's some chocolate raspberry thing?
Yeah, it's the chocolate raspberry, and it's like a cream mousse in the middle. It's very good.
And I got to show Cam. If I show Avery, I got to show Cam.
Cam was thrilled with his cupcake. That's all he cared about. We went to that dinner, and do you want to know what Cam ordered?
What?
Chicken finger.
Whatever. How much is the kids' meal?
It's like $42.
$40 chicken finger. Whatever.
When he did that, I was like, oh, good. That's great.
And this is why your husband said you're going to do quick service next time.
We're going to do quick service next time. But honestly, he enjoyed that meal too. He really liked his filet. It was really good.
Good. All right. So what was the next day? Was that the rainy day?
So the next day was the rainy day was Animal Kingdom, because that would be the 10th. Or the 9th. Yeah, the 9th was Animal Kingdom. Yep. So we got to go to Animal Kingdom in the rain, which sounds more overwhelming than it is. Animal Kingdom's beautiful in the rain. Have you been there in the rain?
Yeah, it is. It's nice in the rain.
It's beautiful because everything's so tropical and lush, and the animals actually come out. So if you're going to have rain on your Animal Kingdom day, it's kind of, if you can bear a poncho, it's like a blessing, because we saw more than we've seen in many, many trips. And that's my favorite. And that's my favorite park.
Yeah, the safari in the rain is the best.
Mm-hmm. We saw the lion, the lionesses. We saw monkeys that we've never seen on the safari. Did you know there was baboons on the safari? We saw them. Zebra. I mean, everything was out because it was raining. The rhino walked right in front of our truck.
That's awesome. I just have to show you this picture because she is so beautiful. It just makes me crazy.
She's so cute. She loves that dress too, with that big old bow. She thinks she's the cat's meow.
So they had the tree up, I see.
They did. They had the tree up. They also had the I don't know the right way to describe them, but they're the Christmas decorations, but they look like stained glass white animals that they put up throughout the park. They're beautiful, and they illuminate at night. They had those up.
Now, what were your dates? Because from what we were saying, what you were telling me during the trip was the stuff was going up you saw stuff going up, like one day there would be nothing and the next day there'd be something.
So my trip dates, we arrived on the 7th and we departed on the 12th. It was a short one for us.
And by the time you left, were there still no decorations in your resort?
Beach Club was not decorated.
Okay, because I saw there's decorations now at Yacht Club. I haven't seen anything at Beach Club yet, but...
Well, Beach Club typically does the carousel, so
right.
I don't know if that's what they're doing.
That's a view of the Christmas tree from the top right rows.
Because I did it like horizontally. You can't fit the whole thing in, Glenn, if you don't tilt it. That thing is huge.
Okay.
And when we were there in Animal Kingdom, we had plans to go to Nomad Lounge. So we should talk about this because I didn't get into Nomad Lounge.
Okay.
I even went early to put myself on the walk-up list. And the walk-up list was like 3.5 to 4 hours.
Wow. So
there was like nobody there. There were no lines. I don't know why it was so long as that. I mean, I know they have limited amount of tables, but it's something to just be aware of because I was even early and I still had problems.
So what'd you do for food that day if you didn't get to Nomad?
Well, that's the best part about Animal Kingdom is there's so many quick service options. I just turned like about face and was like, well, Santulli Canteen's over here to the right. So we'll go do Pandora and we'll have Santulli Canteen, which worked out great because my grandfather had never had it. And now it's his favorite.
Now he loves it.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not eating anywhere else.
Pictures of Cam, but wasn't that his first trip to Flight of Passage?
I sent you a picture of Cam on Flight of Passage. It was his first one.
You got on your face. What is that? What is that on your face?
Strawberry.
Strawberry. Mike's here. So, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Cam went on Flight of Passage. Cam went on Flight of Passage. I just realized my headphones are coming out the wrong hole. That's good. So what, Mike?
So, it can't give me the no,
You want a Disney calendar for Christmas?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get you one if you let me record with Mandie.
Well, please stop asking me about your discount
Somebody's saying hi to you.
About this kind of thing.
You can get a calendar for Christmas. Mike said hola. Tom said hola, Mike. Hola.
So, how should I?
Karen says she thinks the resorts are all decorated now.
Yes.
That's probably true because we're coming up on December 1st. So
he wants it for Christmas, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get you a calendar if you let me finish talking to Mandie.
Look. I know I want to say that, but it's not December.
It's not December yet.
It's December.
It's November, yay. Okay.
For last time, it's not December. It's everything.
That's right. Okay. Good night. See you later.
sweet.
He loves calendars.
Yeah.
Sharpies, magic bands, gift cards.
You got to get him one of those planners.
He's got everything. He's got like 57 calendars and various variations of calendars.
Do you know those cute Disney planners that all the people use?
No.
The pages. I'll send you a picture after this.
Okay.
And they have fun stickers that you can put in them that are Disney themed and Sharpie markers.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So Cam liked Flight of Passage.
He liked Flight of Passage so much he wrote it twice. Yeah, and the lines were the whole time I was there. I was tracking. Like I'd take a picture when I would go in a ride, and I would say how long it took me to wait in the line, and everything was less than what it said for the most part.
Okay,
give or take a couple things. Flight of Passage was way less than what it said. We practically walked onto that, and then we got a rider switch,
child swap because of
Avery.
Avery,
and they all went back on it again because my grandfather can't ride it. He has a motion sickness. So
okay. Oh man, Amanda's got the planner. Okay. Yeah. All right. So looks like next day was Hollywood.
Yep. The next day we went to Hollywood Studios, which was awesome. We got up and we did the 7 a.m. boarding group.
How'd that go for you?
Very, very good. Very simple. Cam and I got up at 6. You know, we got up early anyway because of the kids. Yeah. And then at 6:30, we got ourselves, opened in the app, made sure everything was set up. Then we kind of left it be about, 5 minutes before we kind of checked on it. Then like a minute before I started pushing join, not every second, but every couple.
Yeah.
And then probably 10 seconds before 7, I kept, hitting it. And then it popped up and Cam goes, hit join. So we hit it. And we got it for all 7 of us because that day we were 7.
So you got 7 people in the first 7 a.m. round, because that was a big question: was does party size affect?
No, we got 7 people in the 7 o'clock round, and we got boarding group 62, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was either 52 or 62, but either way.
And what time do you ride with a number like that?
We were called at like 1:30. Got there around 2 o'clock. Because we were eating at Hollywood and Vine, and you have a return window. You have time to get back.
Right.
We got over there at 2 o'clock. We all went. So when you have rider swap and you have Rise of the Resistance, your whole boarding group goes and they check your whole boarding group in. And then you go to a second cast member who has the iPad to do your rider swap.
Okay.
And then at that point, they do the rider swap and the first party goes and waits in line. There's still quite a line right now when you get through. It's not like a fast pass where you go right to the front. You still have to wait. So we waited about an hour
Okay.
And then we got off the ride, and my grandparents got to go back on with Cam.
Good.
And they only waited 20 minutes because they got to go through Fast Pass
the
because
Fast
of
Pass
rider
lane.
swap. Yeah.
Now, I will tell you that something similar happens with the DAS. If you have the disability pass, you still have to get your return time. I mean, your boarding group. So you still have to try at 7 to get a boarding group or 2 p.m. And if you have the disability pass, when your number gets called, you check in, just like Mandie said, you check in and you say, I have a disability pass. My family member has a disability pass, whoever has it. And they say, okay, and they send you to a second cast member with an iPad who checks that disability pass, confirms that that person is riding, and then sends you into the Fast Pass lane. So you won't have that hour. You might have the 20 minutes though.
Right, exactly. Something else important to note, because I am a mother of a 6-year-old boy who was waiting in an hour line. He had to go to the bathroom. So all you have to do is mention it to the cast member. There were cast members along the line, and we simply mentioned it to one, and she said, okay, come with me. She took my sister and my son, and there's a bathroom in the back of the line.
Oh.
You have to go in the back. You have to go, you know, they allow you to, but you have to go in the back, escorted by the cast member. So my sister said it was like the back parking lot, like around the back, whatever. And they went, and then they brought them ahead of the line. Somehow knew that it would be ahead of me. She waited with them until they saw me. She put us back together, and then we were on our way.
That way, nobody thinks they're cutting.
Exactly.
If they bring you ahead of you.
Exactly. But I hear so much about people like worrying about this kind of thing. And then Flight of Passage.
To know.
And then Flight of Passage has one midway in there. And even if you're not at that point, you can ask to go ahead to it. You don't have to, you know, leave the line, lose your spot, any of that.
I've heard of other rides where if you tell a cast member, they give you some kind of pass.
Yes.
And then you get to go in the Fast Pass line where you wait for your family to catch up with you again.
And then you go. Yep.
And then you go with your family. So
exactly. So it all can be worked out.
Yeah. So but that's the cast member.
That day, we just a note. Hollywood Studios was the one park I was worried about for this trip because of the waits and all of that type of thing. And I, you know, so I decided to focus on Galaxy's Edge, and anything that we did additional to Galaxy's Edge was going to be, you know, bonus.
Right.
So we didn't opt to ride Minnie's Runaway Railroad because that was, you know, Mickey or Minnie's, because that was 95-minute wait for us. We wanted to do droids, which we did. We built 2 droids. There they are. We wanted to eat at Hollywood and Vine, which we did. We wanted to ride Millennium Falcon and Rise of the Resistance. And we also wanted our pool time because we were doing a relaxing trip. So we got our boarding group, and then we decided to show up for lunch. You know, we had an 11:30 reservation.
So let's talk about this lunch, because Hollywood and Vine before COVID was not people's favorite. It had a bad reputation, the buffet.
Yeah. So it was a great character interaction always. It's always had an amazing reputation for character interaction. But the food could leave, depending on what season you got, because it changes seasonally. It could leave something to be desired previously. But now with the family style menu, or what they're calling family style. So the way it works is you all choose an appetizer. You get a family style salad, which you're seeing, which was fantastic. And then you pick your entree. So it's not truly family style. I think of it more as a price fix.
Yeah.
You know? And that right there is the ossobuco, which was fantastic. It's a pork ossobuco. There was prime rib.
I've got the prime rib too.
Yep, there's the prime rib. That was very good. What did I order? Trying to think what I ordered the turkey, which was fantastic as well. It was like a Thanksgiving turkey with there you go, with green beans and stuffing on it. Everything was delicious. We had creme brulee for dessert. We also had a banana cream.
Can we talk about these desserts a little bit? Wait, you also have
oh, that was salmon. My sister orders salmon anytime she can see it.
And I see what Cam had again.
Chicken fingers. Everywhere we go, I'll take a chicken fingers.
That
Avery
macaroni and cheese looks good.
that macaroni and cheese is legit. It was like legit macaroni and cheese.
To my mouth.
It's so good.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. Mickey came by the table at least 4 times and,
Wow.
Stopped for pictures, the whole 9 yards. He let, so this is what I enjoyed about Hollywood and Vine. I will say more so than Topolino's, and I'll talk more about it at the, when we get to that point. But at Hollywood and Vine, they see the space that was around.
Yeah.
As long as Cam was 6 feet away or Avery was 6 feet away, nobody complained. They let us take the picture. It was fine. It was no big deal. I mean, Cam's literally a foot from our table in this photo.
Right.
They weren't allowing that at Topolino's.
Okay.
So just something to think about.
Stay in your seat. So you said you got the creme brulee. That's ice cream. Is that the kids' dessert?
Yeah, but I thought they were so cute. They're little sundaes with Mickey Mouse sprinkles. Yeah. So the kids got little sundaes. I got a creme brulee with blueberries. Grandma got.
But these pies don't look like pies.
So they're deconstructed pies and they look a little funny, but they are absolutely fantastic. That pie crust is so crispy and flaky, is delicious. Yep, and that right there is the banana cream pie. They were amazing.
Okay.
I liked how they cooked the pie crust to be like a cookie instead of it was good. At the end, because you don't get signatures, you get these adorable cards.
You got a Christmas card from the gang.
Yeah, which Cam likes to tape in his little scrapbook,
I love this picture of AJ at the Droid Depot. What is she doing on the counter?
She's sitting up there trying to make it because the counter is actually taller than her.
Oh, okay.
So she can't see above it. So they let us sit her right there.
So let's talk about this while we're looking at her face right now. Mm-hmm. One of the concerns you had leading up to this trip was the mask because she's just turned 3.
Yeah. And
children, 2-year-olds, once your child hits 2, they have to wear a mask at Walt Disney World. How'd she do?
Fantastic. No issue whatsoever. She even, when it would come down a little bit on her nose, she'd even pull it back up. She was great. I had wonderful masks that were made by a girlfriend of mine. And they were fitted wonderfully and they fit great. And she was comfortable in them.
Good. So did you practice at home? Because that was
a little bit, a little bit. But once I realized that she coincided to the fact that being there meant you have to wear them, I didn't really worry about it.
That's what Mike's gotten to. Mike loves school. He knows to go to school, he's got to wear a mask. To go to Disney, he's got to wear a mask. Yeah. And
if I asked her to wear one here to go somewhere, she'd probably tell me she doesn't want to go. To be honest with you, she's probably like, I'm not going. But I said, you want to go to Disney World? Mickey says you have to wear the mask. And she goes, okay, I'll wear it then.
Mickey says. Yeah. You've become like the Insta mom with these Instagram pictures you sent me. Look at her. Oh my God. I love that child. I love those pictures of them and their kids and their droids.
The kids and their droids is so cute, right?
So the Hollywood and Vine meal that runs about the same as the Cinderella meal?
It's a little bit cheaper. It's at $50s for the adults and $37 for the children, I want to say. Okay. The price fix menus range between $37 and $42 for the children and $57 and $62 for the adults.
Okay.
So depending where you're going, you're in between there.
And so the next day was the day you went to be our guest, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. So you went to Magic Kingdom?
Yes, we went to Magic Kingdom.
And this was toward the evening. Didn't you go later in the day?
Most of the time we're doing this later in the day, this trip, yes. And this particular Magic Kingdom day was later than others because Cam and Avery were just having such a great time at the pool. They didn't want to leave. So
that's awesome.
We stayed. And, we did a lot of poolside dining too, which was nice. We got to order, either through the mobile app at Ale and Compass, which was fantastic. The food at Ale and Compass is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Or they were allowing the poolside waiters and waitresses to get you food from Martha's Vineyard, which is not normal.
Yeah.
And that food's very good. I mean, it's burgers and stuff like that, but really good burgers. And grilled chicken sandwiches and things like that. So we did that during the day and then had lunch by the pool and then headed into Magic Kingdom at night. I think our Be Our Guest was 5:30.
So is Ale and Compass doing to go the way that some of the other resort restaurants are doing?
Yes.
Oh,
We did
okay.
one night we were late night swimming and we ordered Ale and Compass. I got like the buffalo cauliflower.
Mm-hmm.
Chris got like a burger, and we did a mobile order and picked it up. I believe it's through the Ale and Compass lounge, but it's the Ale and Compass
Okay.
menu, whatever. It's in the app, Ale and Compass,
Cool.
and we ordered it and we carried
Very
it up to the
cool.
room. We had a villa, so with the
Yeah, so
kitchen
you
and
got
everything, it's
tables and
easy to
everything,
eat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to Magic Kingdom and there were characters.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there were characters everywhere. I probably saw more characters on this trip, honestly, than I have seen on many trips. And we do character meet and greets.
Right.
But they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Rare characters, you know, the standard Fab Five, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they're
This
everywhere.
This is a really interesting cavalcade, and because it has Mickey and Minnie, and it has like Mary Pop. It has these people too, right? It has
it's
Mary
like
Poppins and Bert, and
it's what I call the classic characters, like the old school photos of Disney characters are all this crew. It's like Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Mary Poppins, Peter Pan. It's the old Fantasyland crew with Mickey Mouse, you know?
Awesome.
And they sing, you know, the Once Upon a I can't sing song, but you know that song, the Once Upon a Christmas Time at Christmas. And they come down the street, and it's AJ thought it was a parade. I mean, it's legit.
It is a parade. It is a parade. But can we talk? Actually, your pictures don't show it, but we've been seeing pictures lately that make them actually look like they're getting a little crowded. Those cavalcades.
Oh no, so what happened the week I was there was really not crowded at all. Where I did see some crowding was when they did the lighting on the castle. Everybody was in the hub, and I think it was everybody that was in the park was in the hub. It's so pretty. It's real. The projections are pretty.
Right.
So cool.
They go all night, right? So
yes,
you don't have to be there first thing at sundown.
No. This picture was taken as we're walking out of the park.
Mm-hmm. I'm going the wrong way with my scroll.
They go from sundown till park close. The this night that we were there, see that's taken from Liberty Square from the bridge. Yep, that's the Elsa version from the bridge. They're beautiful. But I took those later. Yeah, when I went to walk down initially, it was crowded. I'm not going in there.
I said to Dave with the projections, you're never going the castle behind me. You're never going to see that again, because with having the crane up to put the lights, they got projection mapping now. They don't need to ever do that again. So yeah. Which some people will be sad about, but so did you just go there to have your dinner at Be Our Guest, or did you go there to ride rides?
No, we rode a couple rides. We did. We had done the right side of the park the day, the other Magic Kingdom day. So we were going to do the left side of the park, but we were a little bit late there. So we didn't get to do as much as we had wanted. And Splash Mountain was down. So we did like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Country Bear Jamboree, Haunted Mansion, Peter Pan. And then we headed to dinner, which proceeded to take 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So the park was closed by the time we were out of there.
Oh no.
So, so my plans got a little foiled there, but it's okay. We got beautiful pictures in front of the castle as we were leaving. The kids were happy. They didn't care. So it was fine. But yeah, we had a very, very sweet waiter at Be Our Guest, but he is a Crystal Palace waiter for the last 20 years. And they put him in Be Our Guest.
Okay.
So we had our drinks very promptly, but then it took about 45 minutes for him to realize we needed to order our food.
Oh, he had been a buffet?
He was a buffet, and he was sweet. I'm not trying to be mean at all, but it's just the real experience that I had. And apparently this is what's happening with, a lot of them. They're trying to keep them employed, but they're not necessarily where they've been. Like this guy was a waiter for 20 years at Crystal Palace, and now he's back at Be Our Guest. He's going
to have to get used to it when Crystal Palace opens, because they're going to have to take orders too, because Crystal Palace is opening, but with a similar setup that we talked about at Hollywood and Vine, where
it's going to be a price fixed menu.
Plated.
They're calling it family style, but it is going to be price fixed. It's going to be the same concept.
Plated.
Be Our Guest, I had high expectations, higher than Crystal Palace. And I'll tell you, I'd go with not Crystal Palace. I'm
Hollywood.
saying that because we were talking about Crystal Palace. Cinderella's
Hollywood.
Royal Table. So I was comparing Be Our Guest and Cinderella's Royal
Okay.
Table. And originally I was going to just keep Be Our Guest, but I ended up keeping both. And I was happier with Cinderella's Royal Table.
Okay. I want to talk about this beast here because I have not seen a good picture of the beast yet since this started. And first of all, it's dark in there, so I think it's hard for people
I
to get a
just
good
going to
picture of the camera.
say, well, it's not only dark in there, so it's hard to get a picture, but he walks out in that doorway. He goes to the middle of the ballroom. He walks back to that doorway and he goes in. He doesn't actually come in the West Wing where we were seated. And I only saw him go into the other room, the Belle's room.
Yeah.
Once. But he didn't come into the West Wing at all. And I know why. It's so dark. It has to be impossible for him to see where
in
he
that
is.
costume.
Yeah, he can't see. And they had an escort, but it was like quick, and he waved and then he came right back. And he must have came out 6 times while we were there. So it wasn't for lack of trying.
Right. But yeah,
there's so many tables in that restaurant, and he literally walked an L and back in. Like,
yeah,
in
I haven't seen a really good picture of him yet. And you have a good camera, so
yeah. There's a reason why his photo op is normally in the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
French onion soup.
Mm-hmm.
And
the salad with like apple and you know, seasonal vinaigrette and stuff like that. Those are the scallops. Oh, so good.
Yeah. I'm trying to do Dave's job and my job at the same time.
This was the tenderloin that we were disappointed in.
That's a $62 entree?
Yes. Oh my God, knocked my phone off.
Okay, that is $62.
Yes, ma'am. And that was what I was telling you earlier. We'll talk more about it. This is when they put this in front of Chris.
That was your husband's? Oh no.
Yes, Tony.
$62 for that.
After he waited an hour and a half for it. Because remember, we were there 45 minutes later, we got ordered 45 minutes and we got our food.
Okay, they didn't even give him a whole potato. They gave him like a quarter. There's like a potato that got cut in half and then half again.
I think the waiter ate half of it on his way to our table.
Oh my God, Mandie. My husband would have been livid.
It was bad.
Was the pork good at least? The 2 bites of pork he got?
Yes, but it was bad. It was like really bad. Like the portion size was not good.
Can I just say that pork tenderloin is one of the cheapest things you can buy at Winn-Dixie?
Yeah, no,
they're like buy one get one free every other week for like a whole tenderloin.
Yep,
so that's oh my God,
it's bad. So you don't order the tenderloin, the fillet. The fillet
do I have a picture?
Was phenomenal.
You didn't send me a picture of the fillet? What? Or I don't have it. I don't have it. StreamYard
maybe looks exactly like the fillet at Cinderella's Royal Table.
Okay. All right. Well,
there's asparagus, mashed potatoes, and fillet. Then the kids for dessert got to paint their own chip and have a macaroon, which was very cute.
Aw.
I will say Avery was in her element here because Avery does not like Belle. Avery likes Beast.
Oh, okay.
And she calls him B. And like when we're watching the regular parade, like, you know, all the princesses come and all the girls are like, oh, the princesses. Avery's jumping up and going, B, B, you know? So
she loves Annie, right?
Yes, and Annie. So, so when she kept seeing him come out, she's like, oh, I want to go see B. I want to go. When they sat us in the West Wing, most kids would be terrified. My daughter was like, yes. You look at her. Like,
you can
like,
see her little face.
Yeah. She was thrilled.
And there she is living her best life.
Yep. That was on the way out as the park was closed with the tree. It was raining a little, but it was fine.
It's okay. It was, okay.
That's the back of the projections on the castle, which I think is also gorgeous.
Okay.
A little sass in her. I can't.
So the last thing we have here that you sent me was Topolino's, and we've talked about Topolino's before, but and there's my favorite Mickey, the hobo.
Yep. I love him. Did you not get the pictures of Beaches and Cream?
I didn't, or I don't know. StreamYard limited me after a while to how many pictures I had. So
They probably got cut out, but we did do Beaches and Cream one night too. We swam, we did late night swimming, and then we went over to Beaches and Cream and got some phenomenal like melts and got the kitchen sink.
Let's look at the comments about Chris's dinner because
let's please do.
Because some people are not liking what you got served.
Well, who would like that plate? I mean, what are you going to do? It's like 2 pieces of meat.
I'm trying to find that. See, I'm trying to do Dave's job and my job, and I'm going the wrong way.
Dan Austin said I would lose it if that showed up.
Yeah, my husband would too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glenn says that plate looks like you already ate the meal.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Accurate. That's why I said, Glenn, it would. It looks like the waiter ate it on his way to the table. Mm-hmm.
Tom would be mad. Karen wants to know if you complained.
Karen, it was like a 2.5-hour ordeal. I felt bad for the waiter, honestly, and I just want to get out of there. So no, I didn't say anything.
Have we seen a picture of what the pork should look like? Oh, like a Disney picture.
Yeah, we should look
we'll
at
have to look. We'll
I
have to
haven't
look.
seen a Disney picture of a Be Our Guest, the new Price Fix menu, but I'll look for it.
Yeah. So, and Uli said the sass is strong with this one.
Very strong, Uli.
Amanda, if you could quick message me that picture you found, I'll try to put it up before we go off tonight. All right. So we went to Topolino's, and Toys, tell me about Beaches and Cream because I don't have pictures, but
Beaches and Cream was phenomenal. I loved it. We ended up going up to the window because we were swimming, after the park, and we had initially had reservations for California Grill that night, but we were just too tired, and just a Hollywood Studios day. And kids just want to go to the pool. So we did a walk up to the window. They're like, sure, we can, do a little bit later. I think it was an 8:15 reservation, which was fine for what we were doing.
Okay.
We ordered, Chris got the Reuben, and I got like some kind of patty melt. We got the loaded tater tots. I mean, it's a totally sinful meal, but amazing. So good. The kids were, just enthralled. The restaurant is adorable. The new addition to the restaurant is perfect. It doesn't, like, I know a lot of people were complaining it was going to lose its intimacy or whatever. It still feels small. It still feels, small and cute, and we loved it. And we got the kitchen sink. Cam was thrilled, and Avery fell asleep at the table with the kitchen sink in front of her.
Now, you sent me pictures when you were there.
Yeah.
And you said, Tony, this thing is disgusting. That
was
what you said.
The trick to the kitchen sink is they put an entire can of whipped cream on top of it. So my advice from my experience is to order the whipped cream on the side or without whipped cream, because within 5 minutes of Cam going around in that thing, it was goppy mess from the whipped cream being put all over it. So it got gross. But yeah, so if I ever ordered that again, which Cam says we're not going to because he wants the No Way Jose, because he figured out the No Way Jose is peanut butter. Yeah, he's like, I want that next. So if he does order that, if we do order it again, I'll be doing it with whipped cream on the side.
Wendy loves the grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Yes, delicious. Delicious. Oh, and I got to meet up with Wendy too.
Oh,
so
good.
I saw a lot of people while I was there. Wendy came down and met me and the kids when we were having breakfast at the hotel.
So Amanda just sent me a picture of what that should look like.
Oh, I can't wait.
It still looks small, but it doesn't look anything like...
That's not what my plate looked like. Or my husband's plate looked like. Oh my God.
You keep dropping your camera. And
I gotta get a new stand.
Tom says his better half would be pretty mad that people should look out if they tried to serve that pork dish to her.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Okay, let me get it. So that's what Disney artwork says.
Yeah. So
Topolino's they're still selling. They're still giving you the bucket of pastries before the meal.
Yes, if you're a party of 2, though, then you get a basket now. It's different.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, and I was mentioning to you the other day, you don't get that weird French bread anymore that used to come.
No, and I don't know why. That was hand rolled, but I mean, I would assume
Yeah.
they'd wear gloves, but maybe that's why. I don't
It
know.
might just be staffing. It might because
Yeah.
to make bread is.
They might not be having the
process.
artisan bread. Yeah.
There's your favorite, Mr. Donald.
I love him. Yeah. And this one is a particularly good one. They're very interactive at Topolino's, which is why I found it frustrating that like Avery couldn't stand, even 6 feet away, reasonable, nothing, crazy.
Right.
But they were very strict.
So they didn't want the kids out of the seats at all.
No.
Okay.
Like, so Avery takes ballet and she knows that Daisy's in her ballerina outfit.
Right.
So she wanted to get up and do a plie for Daisy in front of Daisy, like 6 feet away, and just have Daisy plie like behind her. Oh, the lady ran right up to me. You need to put her in the seat. Put her in the seat right now. And I'm like, what? Okay. Like she's not doing anything. So this is hence why the Minnie Mouse picture, she's in the high chair.
Oh.
They're still very cute, but you can see the difference. Now, Cam stood up next to his chair, and he also got told to sit down.
Oh, shut up, lady. They're kids. So
But
it's upside down. The kids' Mickey waffles.
Which I am ordering for myself next time because they are phenomenal.
I gotta do mom thing and pour some soda for my kids.
And then this right here is the sausage with the 2 eggs anyway, and this way this is the sunny side up. The one thing that was also frustrating about it is the whole menu's eggs now.
Yeah, so not everybody likes eggs.
No, but it's $47 for eggs.
Yeah, it's true. There's no steak anymore. Yeah, that would get my husband kind of mad too.
And so I thought I'll do $47. It'll be great. I'll enjoy it. It'll be cute with the kids, and who cares? We have to eat breakfast anyway.
Yeah.
But then when they wouldn't even let him get out of the chair, I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to Hollywood and buy now.
Yeah. There's so many breakfasts at Disney right now that are not expensive. Like we went to Grand Flirting Cafe.
That place is phenomenal.
It was like $14 for basically because there was eggs and sausage and bacon and a potato, like a hash brown casserole, and I got toast too, and that was $14. So
I do have to.
42 versus 14 is a big difference.
No, it is. It really, truly is, and that's my point. But I do have to say those potatoes on that plate, I don't know what they do. They deep fry them something. They have like a garlic salt on the outside. They are amazing.
Okay. So that's why they're $42.
The deep fried garlic salt, yeah.
And that's like a quiche thing?
That's the quiche, yeah. They have like a quiche with vegetable.
Is that as tiny as it looks for $42?
I think it's the angle of the picture. I didn't find it small.
It looks pretty tiny in that picture.
Yeah, no, I didn't find it small.
Okay. So that's basically everything you sent me.
Yeah, no, that's basically it. I mean,
it was a very relaxing trip for you guys.
Yeah, and it was a little bit shorter, but it was much needed. I mean, we had that beautiful 2-bedroom villa at Beach Club, so we spent a lot of time there. Oh yes, Susan, I can't wait to do Chef Mickey's. Everything is very reasonable there right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
We did. We had 2 buckets full.
So, any word on the price of Chef Mickey's when the characters come back? What
I have not seen, but I'm going to say that it's going to be on par with Topolino's and Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah, probably. If it's breakfast, it'll probably be like 40 something.
Yeah, it's going to be the 47 for the adults over there for breakfast, and then I bet for dinner it's going to go up to the 50, 52 or 57.
Okay. So before we go, I noticed on the Disney Spot, which is your group, that you had posted something about Universal running a Black Friday deal.
Oh yeah, Universal has a Black Friday deal. It's going to be released on 11/27. It's going to be 40% off for stays at Cabana Bay, Bay Beach Resort. Therefore, stays November 29th to December 5th, January 1st to March 25th, or February 11th to the 30th of 2021. It's going to be for 4-night stays, and it will come with a 2-park 4-day ticket. If you check in before February 28th, 2021, if you check in after February 28th, 2021, it becomes a 3-park 4-day ticket because Volcano Bay will be open. It's a great deal. So if you want more information on that, just let me know.
And you can be reached. I've been scrolling along the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Mandie at fairytaleconcierge.com. This is Mandie Malinoski, the Minnie Mouse Mama. She's on Facebook at the Disney Spot. And any place else?
You can find me on Facebook too at Mandie Malinoski. The Minnie Mouse Mama is my Royal Escapes is my, branch, and with Fairy Tale Concierge. I'm pretty active. I'm on the Disney Crush on the Disney Spot. I'm all around. You'll find me.
Yeah. So next month you'll be back and we'll do another resort review. Actually, sure. I'm going to be staying at Coronado in December.
Ooh, let's do it.
So maybe we'll do a Coronado review. Maybe we'll do that after I come back. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm sorry to disappoint you and not have Dave up. She makes great ears too. Mandie does. She is Figaro's Whiskers is her shop where she sells Susan. Ears and jewelry and naughties and all kinds of great stuff.
So
happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you, Mandie, for joining us tonight. I'm sure you have a million things to do. And
thank you for having me. It's always a blast.
We will see you. Happy Thanksgiving. Wendy said happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Michael, what are you going to say? Happy Thanksgiving?
Happy Thanksgiving, Michael.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.